Hey guys, feels like it's been a while since we've actually talked. Life's been crazy busy. I've still been uploading videos, but we did the videos with Monroe and things. So I wanted to get back to these Meet the Collections. I have one of my 2020 holdbacks this year. I'm going to angle you down when I get there because it's a baby and it's smaller. Got my Midnight Moon tattoo shirt on. If you're in the New Hampshire area, Audi did that one for me. Of my dog that passed away, Russo. I have to go back up and finish the last little touch-ups on it, but you can see it's a phenomenal tattoo already. I've just been busy. It's been like a year or something and I haven't been up there to finish it, but definitely great work. So I'm happy to wear his shirt from time to time. Like I said, I'm going to angle you down for the snake. This couldn't have worked out better because I just cleaned these guys last night and thought to myself, oh, I should do this snake for Meet the Collection. And then when I just went in to get her, she just shed. I didn't even realize she was in shed because she was in clear stage. So it really worked out. So let me angle this down a little bit and I'll grab her. I don't really handle her much yet, so we'll see how she handles this. It's going to kind of be on the fly here, so she may not last long. She might do all right. You just never really know with new babies here. So this is from the Lilith and Orion clutch. This is a female Sideswipe. I really like this darker stuff. The plan with her for the future is to put her to Charlie Murphy. You can see she is very nervous, but she's trying to figure things out. If you watch, you can see just facial expression, the way she's holding herself. I'm the one moving, that's not her. I just don't really have steady hands in general. I have like alcoholic hands without being an alcoholic. It's really kind of annoying. And it tends to be worse during the summer because when it gets really hot, I shake a lot. And it's actually, today is the first day the weather has broken. It's in like the high 70s right now. It's been brutal. Not been an enjoyable summer at all. Not that anything, I hate summer, so it's never enjoyable, but this one's been much worse. See if we can get her to move around a little bit. But I really, really like and dig this animal. I think she's going to be a phenomenal adult. I do have an older female Sideswipe who's dark, who will be going to Charlie before she will, just because she's a couple years older. I haven't brought her on the channel yet. You can see her moving around, which means she's getting a little bit more confident, but still, you see the way the tail's swirling, things like that. She's still a little nervous, and she might, still might be a year 8 or something in there. Overall, she's handling it really well. But like I said, this is the longest I've ever held her. And I don't force handling on these guys until I feel like they're ready. I feel like she's at a stage now where I can do this. I forget when this clutch hatched, and I should have checked that before I came on and did a video with her. But you guys saw this clutch when I did the evaluating a short tail clutch, or those of you that have been around the channel for a while. So that clutch was fairly new at that time, and the babies were a lot more spirited. I just leave them alone. A lot of people like to push, you got to handle, you got to handle, you got to handle. I leave them be. Obviously, they have to be cleaned. I move them to clean them, and I evaluate each baby case by case. If I feel like I can move them by just gently picking them up and moving them, I do. And that like 3-second interaction is enough to show them like, hey, I survived and it wasn't terrible. And you do a few of those over time and they start to kind of piece it together that it's not such a bad thing. The ones that are more reactive, I'll either use the little hook, or I'll even like kind of dump them from their tub into a holding tub and then dump them back into their tub. When I say dump, I don't mean like violently, but you know, it is essentially dumping. And it sounds like, oh, that would make it worse, but they don't associate me with that experience. So if they are reactive to me, it's best to just take me out of the equation. I want any interaction with me to be positive, or at the very least neutral. Sometimes you have to do things, so if you can keep it neutral, that's all right too. But you definitely don't want negative experiences because it'll stick with them. It's one of those things where it could take 1 or it could take 100 positive experiences, but 1 or 2 negative experiences and you have a lot of work ahead of you. Sometimes you never really get that animal back 100%, but she's really cool. I hate when they start doing that. I'm trying to hold her so she won't, but also give her freedom of movement. The more free that I let her be to move, the less likely she is to feel threatened. But I also don't want her to hurt herself making some stupid move. I'm over grass, so at least if she falls, she'll be all right. But like I said, you can see she's still pretty nervous, but she's handling it really well. You know, a good session like this will go a long way, and then, you know, another one or two, you're stuffing your chin. Another one or two, and then she'll be like, oh, you know what, this isn't so bad. I love Borneos. I love the polygenic nature of their traits. I love how variable this clutch was. I love how variable every Borneo clutch I've ever hatched is. It's probably my favorite species to breed because of that. There are species that I like to keep more, Sumatrans being one of them, African Rocks being another. But as far as breeding goes, there's nothing that's more exciting than Borneos. Every clutch you're anticipating because you don't know what's going to hatch. With a lot of other things, you are just looking at odds, or you're looking at how things work together. But these guys, with just one trait involved, or even with, you know, quote unquote normals or wild types, there's so much variation that you just really don't know what's going to come out. You don't know how a lot of the genes are going to work together. They don't always work together the same each time, which makes it exciting too. I definitely, like I said, it's my favorite species to breed. I really, really enjoy it. And I love the Sideswipe gene. It's in most of my projects, right? And I like the fact that I'm able to do these videos and you guys get to see, like, the first time I'm really hanging out with some of these snakes and get to see, you know, what I see, or at least it's there for you. I don't know if you necessarily see the same thing because you might not read their body language the same that I do. But you get to see, you know, how these interactions go when the first time that I push them a little bit. And you can see, if I can get her to turn that way, she's really set on going the other way. But you can see her pupil's a little bit bigger now than it was at the start. A lot of times they'll do that as they get stimulated or things are going on. But, you know, she hasn't bitten, she hasn't thrashed really. She's gotten a little squirmy. I'll probably cut this short in the next minute or so. Just want to remind you guys, hopefully you're still watching, next month, about 3 weeks from now, I'm going to be going down to a friend's house who has a really big reptile collection, and we will definitely shoot some content while I'm down there. One of the things I'm hoping to do, last time I was down there was in December, and it was too cold. I'm going down in September this time, so it's going to be warm enough where some of his outdoor animals will still be outdoors. But the thing that I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping to do a live video on, is you know, previously he had a very large cottonmouth population on his property. So I'm hoping to do a live video and go down there and let you guys check out some of those, you know, wild cottonmouths, and see that I won't get chased, you know, for those people that think that that happens. So hopefully that'll be something we can do. Hopefully some of the animals will still be outside, and he's got all kinds of stuff. He has several species of python, several species of boa. He has some colubrid stuff. He has a lot of monitors, a lot of tegus, a lot of other species of lizard. He has social media, but I don't think he does a lot of video stuff. He needs to with the collection that he has, because it's definitely impressive, and I'm sure it's only gotten more impressive since I was last down there in 2018. I know from what I've seen online, it certainly has. So I'm excited to do that. And then hopefully the following month, October, I'll be on the road again, several places. It's really tough to plan right now. I'm trying to plan around Tinley. I don't think Tinley's going to happen, but I'm really hoping that it does, because it's really nice to see everybody. But I already have that time taken off from work, and I already have a trip essentially booked. So if Tinley doesn't happen, then I'm just going to try to make some stops and shoot some videos along the route, see some friends, visit some people. I originally actually had the trip booked for my best friend's wedding, which got canceled because of all this COVID crap. So she's going to wait to get married now. And so I changed my trip up. That's why I changed my flight to go down to South Carolina. And then I'm going to drive out for the other trip. Hi. I love when they get curious about stuff. Like right now, she's not really nervous. She's just curious. So see, as I bring my hand up, she's not really backing away because she's not nervous right now. So I'm able to do things like this. And now you can see there's a little apprehension, but she hasn't registered that that's negative. She's just not sure what it is. So her little brain's spinning and she's trying to figure it out. When they freeze like that, that's generally what they're doing. They're trying to figure out this situation. They don't feel like they should flee. They don't feel like they need to be defensive, but they're trying to process what's going on, and they're leaving themselves in a position where if I am a predator, they're still, maybe I won't notice them. If I am prey, then they can figure that out, and they haven't triggered it. But now you can see she's starting to move, so she's decided that I'm neither. And she's just gonna go check out some new spells and sites over here. But all of her movement's been fairly calm. I'm very happy. I think she's gonna be a great snake. Considering how Orion started off as a baby, he was not this nice at this age. So these guys are already ahead of the curve. So it'll be really cool to see what kind of relationship I can build with this animal going forward in the future. So hopefully you guys will stay checking out the channel, and you'll be able to watch along with me and see how that relationship develops. I don't know why she's crushing herself like that. They are weird animals sometimes. I'm gonna get a couple pictures of her while I'm out here, even though it's not the most ideal lighting. And I will post up this video shortly. We'll see you guys. I don't have a plan yet for Saturday, so I will figure that out. I may have babies hatching soon. Incognito's clutch is on day 55 today. I did have the power outage for 4 days during that, so I don't know how viable those eggs are going to be. They haven't gone bad yet, which is a good sign, but it's not guaranteed that they're going to hatch. So we should know probably within a week if they're going to hatch. But given how cool they got, the timeline isn't where it normally would be. So they could start hatching today. They could start hatching in a week from now. I'm just going to let them ride and see what happens. So we will see you guys. I still have to think of a name for this lovely little girl here. Input is always welcome, and as always, I probably won't take it, but it's still appreciated. So comment, subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff, and we'll keep in touch. Thanks, guys.